Hello and welcome to our July vlog. If you watched our May and June vlog, thank you so much for coming back. We did have quite a few technical difficulties with our microphones in June. I swear they just went rogue.
You come out of debt out of your first year. Yeah, you have a great second year, but you're still paying for that first year, and then you haven't saved any money for taxes, and that gets rolled into the next year, and then you did. But I think that's kind of the biggest issue that I've been seeing for a lot of these new realtors.
Really appreciate you coming back for July, and we're gonna try something a little bit different for this vlog where we have more of a conversation. If you are new to our channel, we are a real estate team in Southern Vancouver Island based in Greater Victoria. And part of what we really love sharing is the people, places, and businesses that make Victoria such a special place to live. And that is a huge part of what we're highlighting in these vlogs, as well as a bit of behind the scenes of our business, tips for new agents, and day-to-day life. Starting things off with what we did throughout July and some of the places that we want to shout out. We had so much fun in Sidney. Sidney is gorgeous in the summer. It is such a vibrant community with the Sidney market that has over 100 vendors that you would have seen in our June vlog. We went out there to meet some friends and we got a lot of clips because the day was just stunning. And another big thing that we highlight on our channel is different neighborhoods. So the next one that we're gonna do is Sidney. We also both did separate trips.
I just got back from such an amazing trip in Vancouver. I was out there celebrating our very close friends getting married. I was one of his groomsmen. He was actually he was our best man at our wedding. Ricky unfortunately couldn't make it because it's wedding season, and we had another very close set of friends that were getting married at the same day up in Qualicum Beach. So she went up there to celebrate with them. I went to Vancouver to celebrate the other set of friends, and I just got back and it was just fantastic.
Qualicum Beach was a really fun trip to do with Blake. I brought Blake and my parents came to help me with her when I attended the wedding. And I thought another cool video idea would be talking about the differences between Sidney and Qualicum Beach because they're both really popular retirement communities on Vancouver Island. And I think anybody who is considering retirement on Vancouver Island could gain a lot of value from watching a video like that. So let us know in the comments if that's something that interests you. Talking a little bit more about Sidney, we went to Small Gods Brewery and they were amazing. They were super welcoming with Blake. We weren't sure, not all breweries allow children, which is fair, but they had high chairs and they were very happy to have her there. So definitely recommend that spot. That was our first time going and I really loved it. Going back to Qualicum Beach, we went to French Press for coffee every morning. We went to the Qualicum Beach Market. I spent so much time at Wildflower Studios booth and got a lot of cute prints for Blake's nursery, as well as a couple t-shirts for her and her friends. And I would love to do a trip back there. I should say as well, the wedding I went to was absolutely stunning. I feel like I've been using the word stunning a lot.
I use it all the time.
I also feel like I'm getting used to like how to hold my face when you're talking. I might cut that
I know,
out,
I was just like,
but I'm gonna add it in for now. Going back to Victoria, for those of you who are wondering about spots specifically in Victoria, I also went out for dinner with some girlfriends to Tapa Bar. It was delicious. It's in Trounce Alley and it feels very European. I feel like Trounce Alley has a Euro vibe to it.
Yep.
So it's a really gorgeous place to go. I also went to the breakfast shop with a friend for her birthday and she is celiac and they had really good gluten-free options for her. So whether you are gluten-free or not, I would definitely check out the breakfast shop. It is on Fort and Cook.
1033 Cook, black and white building. So we've had a pretty busy last couple of days. We had subject removals for one of the last homes in the Stonebrook Phase 1, so just one house remaining there. We also got an accepted offer in a really nice half duplex for one of our clients in Langford. Today, just finished up at the gym, gonna go meet some clients for a showing, then head over to Stonebrook to do an open house for 731. And then we're gonna go to our friend's house. Hopefully the sun comes out and do a nice little backyard barbecue. So today we are out in Souk getting one of our newest listing shots. You can see I'm just hanging out with a little friend there. It's this absolutely stunning property. It sits on 4 acres. It's got a 2,200 square foot rancher, a 2,400 square foot shop, and a separate 1,600 square foot 3-bedroom detached home. A lot of people get into real estate because they want to be their own boss, but you need to take this one step further. You need to understand that you're not just your own boss, but you're your own business. And a lot of people don't really understand that when they first get licensed, and we certainly did not. Our second year, we had an absolutely massive year, but when April the following year came and it was time for taxes, we didn't really put any money away, and it hurt us. It hurt us bad. And for us, coming up with that budget, putting the money away, having these really dialed in standard operating procedures, SOPs, has really helped us out. On top of that, having a really dialed in daily routine was the utmost important for us. So I get up at 5, I go to the gym at 5:30, I come home at 6:30, I shower, I make breakfast for the family, I can spend a bit of time with my family before I'm sitting in front of my computer at 7:45. From there, I'm doing a little bit of training before I'm looking at the hot sheets, seeing what's new on the market, seeing what's sold, seeing any news that has come in so I can stay on top of things and stay informed for our clients. With staying informed for our clients, I'm also part of the Preferred Agents group where we have a call today, and we got about 180 agents across Canada, and we meet every 2 weeks and we go over different market trends that's happening across Canada. Like I said, trying to stay informed as I can, what they're noticing. Maybe I can take something from the Toronto market and apply it to Victoria. Any new technology or things, strategies that they're finding is working, again, so I can stay as informed and I can be the best for our clients.
Okay, so I thought it would be a nice idea for us to have a conversation about what you spoke about regarding when you first got into real estate. I really appreciated the vulnerability in sharing some of our mistakes. I say our because we were still always approaching it very much as a team, even when you got in. And anybody in real estate will know the effort that it takes to make it in your first year. Your partner really gets on board. Whether you are a partner who helps put up listing signs or just helps fund that first year, you will appreciate the challenges that come with getting into real estate. And I just wanted to say I really appreciate how vulnerable you are with sharing those mistakes, because I think they're not always easy to share, but they are the truth. And it might, looking back on that, it was kind of a hard watch, because I think it's really easy to hear like, oh, you didn't prepare for taxes, and wonder, well, what were you thinking? But when you've come from a salaried job, you'd be surprised, or maybe you wouldn't be surprised. I'm sure there's people who were a lot better prepared in terms of the tax piece, but I think it's quite realistic when you're coming from a salaried job and going into real estate that you don't anticipate the difference of having your employer take off what you owe in taxes. There's also that element of operating as a business owner, and you are a sole proprietor when you get into real estate. And if you're not used to tracking your expenses and really thinking about yourself as a business, it can be a bit of a shock to the system. The first year was so hard, and then your second year is when you saw a lot of success in the business. So when tax season rolled around the first year, it actually wasn't much of a shock at all. I think you truly, I think you got back money.
We had made money
so little,
CRA, which very rarely happens.
You owed nothing in taxes.
Yeah,
whereas the second year was really far on the other end of the spectrum.
Well, I'm shooting this on my own because I somehow still haven't figured out how to use a microphone, which is pretty embarrassing. But what I was trying to get at was there's a bit of a shock that occurs to new agents that get into this industry. Not enough resources are out there. It's expensive to get into real estate. There's so many upfront costs, and it's not like I get, a check coming in every, 15th and 30th of each month. And it's gonna take a while before you get those checks starting to roll in. So it's this kind of cycle that you get into where you've been spending a lot of money to get real estate, to get a sale, and then you've got your desk fees, you've got your board fees, if you've got your listings, you're spending money there, there's so much money going out and you're not having money coming in. And when you get these real estate commission checks, then all of that money is going to paying off those debts, and you're not reserving money for the tax season. You can kind of see how you get yourself behind quite quickly. So I think for us, kind of the biggest advantage that we had, or where we starting to see a lot of our success, is sitting down, coming up with our budget, figuring out exactly what we need to put away for taxes, what we need to put away in terms of our monthly home expenses, and making sure we know exactly what we're doing each and every month, and having those check-ins in place.
Yeah, so it's a hard share, but I think it is really important.
Absolutely.
And it is really helpful for newer agents to think about. The other part, which you were touching on, is on top of trying to get ahead, it is really a like, you got to spend money to make money business, which anyone who has like an entrepreneurial mindset will understand that as well. You can always justify investing in something, and it really does add up. So I wanted to just expand on that. I mean, that was several years ago now that we're talking. We now feel like we have a really good business sense and understanding of how our business is operating. And through growing our brand and the relationships with clients that we've grown over the years, we have had a few agents approach us and inquire about joining our team, which if you ever did, thank you so much. It is the highest compliment to have someone want to work with you and collaborate with you. And we were always really hesitant because we wanted to make sure that when we started adding people to the North Pacific Homes team, we were really in a place where it was a reciprocal relationship and we were able to provide a lot of value and a super sturdy foundation for that team. So it is something that we were cautious about starting, but we are really looking forward to that next chapter. And I feel really confident about the direction that that's going in. It's also always been really important to us that when the North Pacific Homes team did grow, that it was really reflective of the team as a whole and not just us, something that was bigger than us. I've always thought a lot too about our branding, wanting it to be really people and community focused. So I think all of that is really coming together beautifully, and I'm excited to share more of it.
Just sitting in front of a listing here waiting for our buyers to show up down in a beautiful Oak Bay, but wanted to give you an update as to what's been going on over these last couple of weeks. It's been very busy. It's July 14th right now. Generally the market slows down kind of this time heading into the summer. It's very nice out. People want to go on vacation, take kids on vacation before they go back to school in September, but the market without question is in full effect. In the last few weeks, we've gotten 4 accepted offers, a couple on our listings. One of the listings was out in Souk. The average days on market was 45 days, and we got an accepted offer in just a week. So clients are absolutely stoked. We went out, got an accepted offer on a beautiful new home for them closer to town because they were sick of traveling. As of today, their condition removals are at the end of this week, so hopefully everything goes through well. And it's just been, a really fantastic time for us so far. So it's turned into a nice little Thursday. You can see I'm wearing my linen shirt because it is hot out. Wrote an offer for one of our clients. We're just starting the negotiation process. Just pulled up in front of a showing. Got another showing after that. Then we're gonna head up to the West End at Bear Mountain as Maxxam Insurance has invited us to their summer garden party, which is a fundraising event. Then we're gonna head over to a couple of more showings, and then we'll cap the night off with picking up a deposit for conditions that got removed yesterday.
Okay, well, thank you so much for watching this vlog. I do hope that the biggest tip that we have to share for newer agents was helpful. I guess the final piece of advice I will say is really plan for that period of challenges when you're getting started. It is not a get-rich-quick career by any means, and you always have to be putting your client's best interests first. That is how you build a sustainable business. Hi, from the future. I'm sorry for the whiplash that you might sometimes get in these vlogs. I did notice when I was watching that part back that I didn't fully articulate what I was trying to say. And normally I would just let that go, but it was such an important point that I felt like it was worth re-recording, and we're doing some jumping back and forth because of Alex's microphone anyways, so I thought, why not? It's no surprise that putting your clients first is a vital part of this business. Your job as a real estate agent exists to protect your clients, and on top of building a sustainable business, it's of course just the right thing to do. And that means really understanding what your clients are looking for and how the market and the opportunities fits them, as well as some of the risks, and having the confidence to tell them when it's in their best interest to walk away, or when it's in your belief that it's in their best interest to walk away, and really being a steady advisor during the sometimes emotional roller coaster that real estate can be. So of course, your client's success is always number one, and when you're really passionate about your client's wins, those are also your wins, and it's what grows your business, because You want to be providing the value for your clients that is going to allow you to continue doing work with them and for them to let their friends and family know that you had their back. And building your business on repeats and referrals is a very smart way to build your business, and it, of course, from an ethical standpoint, is how you want to be operating. A lot of that goes without saying, but as we were talking about some of the challenges that you might encounter as a newer agent, it felt really important to also include that part.
At the end of the day, as a realtor, you're dealing with these people's largest assets. I think it often goes overlooked on how important of a responsibility that is.
Final thoughts to our clients. Thank you so much for your continued trust. We are experiencing the success that we are because of that ongoing support, and it means truly the world to us. We are so proud of the fact that our business is mostly based off of repeat clients and referrals now, and it took a long time to get there. So thank you, and we really appreciate you being here.
And that is the video. We do hope that you enjoyed it. We are, like I said, trying to get out these videos, these vlog contents, give you a bit more of a behind the scenes on how we operate as North Pacific Homes. If there's anything that you like in there, please give us a like, comment, let us know. Maybe we're not covering a topic that you're super interested to hear about, but definitely do not hesitate to contact us. We're always available to answer all of your questions, and thank you so much for watching.